All right, let's take you to that story. We're joined by SABC News reporter Kim Daniels, who's been tracking it. Good evening to you, Kim. Walk us back to the origins of this protest and how what was billed as a peaceful protest ended up with the results that we are seeing now, with 69 people appearing in court on these charges.
Hi, Tulasizwe. Thank you for having me. Yeah, it was one of the peaceful protests, as we saw over the period of the past 2 months. In that Kosa region especially, we've been seeing a lot of these undocumented migrant marches, and all of them have been peaceful. Up until last week Thursday, where things took an ugly turn, and we went to the area of Ocean View in Jeffreys Bay, which is a small surfing town just outside of Gqeberha. And we spoke to the march organizer, and he said they started the march off early in the morning. And then by 12 o'clock the afternoon, they had concluded the march. But then there was a group of community members who took matters into their own hands and started marching towards the houses and spaza shops where they knew that the owners of the houses or the spaza shops were undocumented. And I spoke to two of the community members who were part of this march and who were involved, in this violence, and they were telling me that as they were walking, they were very peaceful. They weren't looking for a fight, but about between 3 and 5 unmarked bakkies stopped in their way with men inside with large guns. And according to the police report, it said that the protesters started throwing stones, allegedly, at these unmarked bakkies. And that's when the men in the bakkies fired 4 shots in the air, then fired, straight at these protesters who were marching to the alleged undocumented migrants' homes. So chaos obviously erupted, and community members took advantage of the chaos and then started looting various spaza shops. As you mentioned, it was 23 spaza shops that were looted, and as a result, public order police stepped in. They gathered up the 69 and then had them arrested, and they have been in custody since Thursday. With the shooting as well, we know that 2 people did sustain gunshot wounds. One lady is still in the hospital. One gentleman was released with a gunshot wound in his leg.
So what happened in court then, Kim, in terms of what the state did in trying to move this matter forward and trying to lay out their case against the accused?
Yeah, so today was the first appearance. It was quite brief. I would say it's a brief appearance, but because it was 69 people, it took quite a while reading in all the names onto the roll, and then also disclosing if they had prior convictions, if they had no prior convictions. So it took quite a while. So what we came to realize in court today is that 60 of the 69 offenders, those that were caught in that looting, had no prior convictions, and they were let go on a warning that they do not or they aren't allowed to take part in illegal protests, and that they are to be at court by 8:30 in the morning on the 23rd of October. As you mentioned, those 9 who had prior convictions, they may put their applications in. The magistrate is here to review it. It's not to say that all of them will get bail or none of them will get bail, because the convictions vary quite a bit. I mean, some convictions are housebreaking, others are robbery. There was one man who was convicted of murder in 2017, sentenced to 15 years, but got out on parole. So the convictions vary from petty theft to serious crimes.
Yeah.
So I think the magistrate does have a tough task at hand, deciding who deserves bail and who should remain in custody up until October.
Just very briefly, Kim, if you don't mind, in terms of the composition of the people that appeared, does it include both those who were protesting and those who were in the vehicle from which we understand these shots were fired, or was it just the one group this time around?
No, it was just the one group. We actually saw people outside court this morning protesting, saying that their community members were arrested, but those who fired guns weren't arrested.
All right.
And those who were also undocumented weren't arrested. So, I mean, the community is quite angered at this, and they think that the arrests are unfair, considering that one group got arrested and the other didn't.
All right, Kim, thank you for that. That's Kim Daniels, SABC News reporter, updating us from the Eastern Cape on that matter.